Okay, so the next one is more space to you. So this is Jamboard. I don't know who has used it before and who not. To quickly explain, it's a tool that we can work simultaneously. I will share with you the link on the chat so you can open it. But first, I will explain what is the task. So you will be going in breakout rooms where you will be 4, maximum 5 people in each breakout room. And you will have 1 minute to reflect on the question that is written here. So what elements are needed? So personal characteristics, skills, knowledge, and attitudes for a successful project manager. So it goes a bit further on the reflection that you did already, but also generalizing in terms of like the most important traits that somebody needs to have in order to be a successful project manager. Taking into account what we already mentioned, I would say as well, but also your personal opinions on that. So take a minute of thinking about it, probably already now, like reflecting about it. And then you will be with the others in the same breakout room, right? So each and every one of you has 1 minute to share while others are practicing active listening. So in which way is that so for example, I start explaining what is my opinion on the question, right? So Mauro doesn't jump and say, yeah, I agree, and blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't interrupt me. He allows me to fully express, if needs be, to clarify something. So for example, what do you mean with that? So something that's not clear. So to help the speaker go deeper in the reflection and elaborate better, but not to agree or disagree, or you will have your time, you will have your minute to do that. So one starts, does that. So I speak, and Mauro and whoever else is in my group keeps some notes of what has been said. Here you will see it says 2 out of 5. So each group should have their own board. You can see what I'm showing, right? And here on the side, there is the sticky notes. You have many things, images as well. If you have time, you can put some images as well to make it more nice and colorful and stuff like that. But you can put a sticky note. You can write whatever you want to write. And then here it will appear. So I'm speaking and Mauro is writing key points from what I'm saying to summarize my sharing. And then when Mauro is speaking, I do the same with him. If something is repeated, is fine. You can put you can just like allow a second sticky note to appear or just leave one there. So each group will use their own. So make sure that when you enter, I haven't put like group 1, group 2, group 3, because I don't know if it will appear as you will be splitted, but just choose one of the boards and use one for your group to do this. So claim it when you enter in the breakouts. And yeah, I hope, is it clear to everyone? So you'll have 1 minute each to share, one after the other, and then 5 minutes to wrap up. So in the end, you also have time to elaborate if something was missing or something. And then we're going to come back to plenary, and every group will be asked to present shortly, in like 2-3 minutes, to present what was the outcome of their discussion.
Tile, I would like also to share an information for the Facebook participants. So this session will be for our official participants. In the meantime, while our official participants are busy in the breakout rooms, I will present some relevant material for the Facebook external viewers. And there will be also an interesting poll at the end for them. We will share the link to the Facebook chat. So please do not go away. You will stay with me and I will present the alternative contents for the Facebook external viewers. Thanks.
So the Jamboard link is in the chat. Please make sure that you can access it. If not, let me know. Don't break the first one if possible. So you have it there if you need instructions again of how does it work, but don't break it. And when you go to the breakout rooms, just get your slide and summarize there. With no further ado, I will ask Julia to probably send you to the groups. If that's okay for everyone. And if you will need something, we can also jump in and support.
Okay, great. Tila, so you can stop sharing your screen.
Yes, I will.
I will share now the screen for the external viewers. Sorry, just a second, please. Okay, here it comes. Okay, now for the, I will minimize this. I will start the presentation for the Facebook friends. So this presentation is about the skills, the essential skills to be or to become a good project manager. This is actually quite close to what our official participants are discussing in their breakout rooms. So why we want to talk about this? Out there are several online webinars about project management, and they offer skills, knowledge, and chances. So skills, of course, they are project management skills, project writing skills, project coordination skills. Knowledge, for example, knowledge concerning where to find grant opportunities, where to interact with institutions or donors, and chances also can be chances for personal growth. So you can be hired by prestigious NGO to become a project manager, or you can improve your monthly salary and so on. So there are many online webinars out there offering this. And as we said, this will increase your potential. The emphasis is on skills, knowledge, success, chances, job, money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, but sometimes these offers, they neglect an aspect that is the qualities. So the heart and soul, the skills, not only the skills, but also the quality or the values that you will need to become a good project manager. We are not ashamed to talk about this. So let's talk on the personal qualities that make a good project manager. One important quality is to avoid prejudices. One of the purposes of empowering youth project is to promote intercultural dialogue. So it is very important to get rid of prejudices or to avoid prejudices. And you might say that, okay, in our field, we don't have prejudices, okay? We are all members of NGOs and we are used to work in an intercultural environment. But unfortunately, in the wide area and wide environment of project management, we might meet, unfortunately, prejudices. So people in the field of project management can be victim of different kinds of prejudices. About gender, for example, this is a sentence that unfortunately we men tend to say a lot. It's very hard to work with women. They're unpredictable and talk too much. A recent case in point, this was a sentence, a very unfortunate sentence said by former Japanese ex-Prime Minister Mori Yoshiro, who was also the chief of the committee for the Olympics in Japan. He said, a board meeting including many women would take time. So this was, as I said before, a very unfortunate sentence. You know that the Japan Olympics were postponed. So now the committee is under pressure because they have to catch up with the lost time. And it says something like this. It said, since we are under pressure, we don't want women in the committee because they are too long in taking decision, they talk too much, and he was forced to resign after this. So there are prejudices regarding gender, also in the field of project management. Prejudices can be geographical. This is just another unfortunate example of a sentence we might hear. African partners are unreliable, never stick to the agreements, you will never go far with them. This is a strong prejudice. Of course, it's not true, but you might hear it when designing project. Another one is the cultural prejudices. Mediterranean managers often cheat. Be aware, don't work with them. Don't appoint budgeting tasks to them. This is also another unfortunate prejudice. Another one regarding age. All millennials are superficial and frivolous. They shouldn't be consulted, okay? So these are just 4 category of prejudices that we might meet in our work. So what is the conclusion of this? Before starting a project with international partners, we should try to get rid of these prejudices. How? The first one is to respect all stakeholders. Stakeholders could be partners, working groups, even the donors. There are prejudices also against institutions sometimes. You can say that institutions do not understand us, they are too strict, too bureaucratical, and so on. One antidote could be to be curious, to try to get to know better the person and the institution you work with, try to understand their background. Don't jump to conclusion too fast. And remember that getting to know each other is a reciprocal two-way process. So you might have prejudices towards a group, but remember that also a group can have prejudices towards you, and the best solution sometimes is just to talk, to start a dialogue, to understand one another, to build bridges. And as I said before, don't jump to conclusion too fast. Give time, people, to start this dialogue process. Another important value when you work for a project is try to avoid to be a one-man or one-woman band. So that means you should learn how to delegate, how to distribute tasks and responsibilities. This is a very difficult task. Here in this drawing, you can say that there is a person who plays on the instrument. It is basically a one-man orchestra. And this is good because you can do things faster. But what about what could happen if this person have a nervous breakdown? All the project collapses because he didn't delegate, he didn't distribute tasks. And this is a very actually challenging task, to distribute tasks and responsibilities, because it requires trust, requires also to give time to learn. Another point is don't blame each other when things go wrong. Admit your mistakes, identify the problem, and try to solve it as a group. Another important quality is to provide incentive and to communicate constructively. This could be very important. You can provide incentive also with very short and direct sentences. Just great job, well done, you rock, something like this. It is very important. Don't take efforts for granted. People will remember the way you make them feel. So if they feel good, they will love working with you. And then try to find ways to work under stress, under pressure. Avoid doing things last minute, have breaks, learn how to detect the signals from your mind and body. And last but not least, think out of the box. Be creative and innovative. Try to solve problem adapting adopting new approaches. Just to recap, in order to be a good project manager, you don't need only skills and knowledge, you need also values. So you should avoid prejudices, should delegate and distribute tasks effectively. Don't blame others when things go wrong. Try to solve the problem instead. Provide incentives and communicate constructively. Find ways to cope with stress and think out of the box. These are the most important quality regarding values. And now we would like to ask your opinion about this. We would like to share. I will stop now the sharing. We prepare a very short poll that we can share with the Facebook friends. So Julia, if it is possible, you can share the link on the Facebook chat. So you, by clicking on this link, you should access to a poll. And there is just one question. You have to choose the quality, the value. Do you think it is the most important? And then if everything works well, I should be able to show the final result. So the poll is open. You have some minutes to reply, and then I should manage to show and to visualize the result. Thanks for participating. By the way, we will share the slides that I just displayed to you in the webpage of CCIVS site dedicated to MA. So you will find these slides there. We will upload them after this webinar.
We have 3 minutes left before people come back from the
Great.
breakout rooms.
Great. Thanks, Stile. So it seems that there are quite many responses already. I will wait for some minutes. We have a maximum of 100 responses, since we know that actually the people following us on Facebook are quite many. So maybe we can reach 100 responses, we will see. So we'll wait 1 minute and then I will share the result. So far we have 21 responses. (21) 29 responses, 30 seconds, and then I will stop. Okay, I will start generating the results now. Okay, I'm generating the report. It seems that we have a winner. I will now generate the PDF. Okay, I can share the screen so you can see who is the winner. Okay, Tile, can you confirm that you can see the result?
Not yet. Maybe it's me.
Because I'm sharing the screen. Okay. If you can see, I can read it. The winner is delegate and distribute tasks with 27%. The second place is avoid prejudices. And the third one, don't blame others. Think of the box is the fourth. Provide incentives is the fifth. And then the last one is find ways to cope with stress. That got 0 actually. That it is strange that for me this could be the first one. But thank you for participating in this. Actually, I repeat, delegate and distribute task is the one who got more votes. Thank you for this feedback.
So I'll try to share now my screen. Again. You can see my screen, all right?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So thank you all very much for participating in this and for sharing. We will go now one by one with the groups, and you will have the chance to shortly summarize to us in like as short as possible the outcomes of your discussion. So I will be projecting here, so the group number one can go. Who would like to share?
I can share.
Yes,
Yeah,
go.
I was with Hamza and Cynthia, and so we reflected about the topic, and then we wrote these words. So we think that to write a project or to start a project cycle, it's important to be flexible. So flexibility is a good component, and also commitment and time management, because as you said, Tile, we have like maybe a long process. So we have to be aware of the time that we have, and also that we have like deadlines and something like and stuff like that. So it's important to be commitment and to be also good in time management, good allocation of resources, experience, because I also talk about my first experience, and like I started alone write a project. No one explained me anything about it, so I think it's like it was not easy for me. So it's difficult to write a project if it's the first time. And also we say that it's important to have like maybe a group, to start with a group, because it's important to compare and share ideas, and consult and communicate, because it's maybe I have an idea but it's not clear, so I need that someone help me to develop my idea. And it's also connected with well identification of aims and objectives of the project. And yeah, I think this is, I think I said everything that we talk about. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I will go to the second group then. Who was in this group?
Okay.
It's you, Kaula. I'm pronouncing it right? Okay, would you
Kaula,
like to share?
Yes.
Nice to...
Yes. Well, I think that a good manager should be flexible in terms of flexibility, in terms on time, in terms of communication with partners, in terms of changing ideas or changing objectives and aims. Since Mauro said from the very beginning that we are not total free, we don't have a total freedom in terms of why we are applying or for the application of to have a grant. So we need to be flexible at a certain time. And in terms of managing time and managing because you are limited in time, certain projects are limited in time and in resources as well. So it should be quite clear, quite in terms of transparency and credibility. A good manager also should well identify his objectives and managing well his time, since all projects are limited, for example, to 6 months, 1 year. So it should be limited and strict in that. And I think that a good manager should be a good communicator and a good listener to overcome or to succeed his objective and to succeed all of this in this project.
Thank you, Kaola.
It
seems many things, many competencies that the manager should have at the same time.
Yes,
but it's true. The next one was empty, so a meme appeared. There was no group taking this one. And the fifth one, so it's the third group. Would like to share? I don't know. I don't remember who was in the third group. So.
It was us, I think.
This is us.
So who would like to share? Dora?
Okay.
Or
I will share.
okay.
I'm not supposed to.
Khaled.
Yes. So I would read what we wrote. Characteristics connected to the community, to be as a project manager, to be connected to the community itself, to know its needs, to be part of it, to have a social capital in the community itself, to know how to communicate with people, and to be patient with the volunteers. Skills, kind, to be well mannered, not authoritative, to be polite, and multitasking so that you can do many things at once. Knowledge is what you know about the project itself, and the meaning of the project, and the different aspects of it. Attitudes to be patient, work in solidarity with other groups in the community itself, work in and with movements. We agreed upon that the big picture is always about change and about a bottom-up approach.
Thank you, Khaled, and thanks to all of you for the sharing. Yeah, as I said also before, there are many things that somebody needs to consider and develop, but it comes also with experience. So if we share all these elements, it doesn't mean that you have to master in all of them. That's why you also have to have a team, so not to be working alone. It was mentioned also from the first group, like writing a project on your own is a stressing process, and implementing it even more. So having a team that complements each other, because probably I am better into, I don't know, some theoretical knowledge that I may have on something, someone else is more practical in terms of budget management. So complementing each other is always very important. So I think it summarizes quite well many elements, and we just wanted to also like further on the reflection here at this point. I will stop sharing my screen. And there I go. And I think now I would pass the floor to Mauro, right?